Now when I paint with real oil paint, or whether I paint with on ProCreate, I work from a template or driven system or a palette driven system. So here the palettes you see that I use, the different, and all my palettes are value driven. So you'll see I have from on the left hand side for a low value, there's a value of 1 until a value of 9 on the right hand side, and all the colors, and I only paint from these colors. I don't use different ones. So when I paint, it's a strategy that Richard Robinson uses. On my YouTube channel, you see there's a link to Richard Robinson. He has a coloring course where he teaches this strategy as well, and I found it very effective to not get lost in thousands of different colors. And you'll see I have all these colors repeated, and I just paint from them. Right, let's create a template or a palette. If I have a palette, let's say I take this color here, and I look at where in the classical see it's up there, and I can move it around. And as I move it around, look at the lowest slider. It goes from white to black, and so this says up here it's got a high value, or you can say low value depending on what your frame of reference is. And then as I take it down, okay, and now I'm squiggling a bit here, it goes to a darker value. Okay, so if I of course move one of the other sliders, I move it around like this. You see the other slider around, and then the top one will need different colors. So this is basically your hue, your saturation, and your value. Now let's go back to that color I had there, and now let's look at the value block here at the bottom. Unfortunately you can't see my pencil here, but the one I'm highlighting there. Look at the value one here. You see that if I click on the right hand side block, I get a value there. It says HSB at the top, and the slider at the bottom is black to white. That's for B, but that will usually be V for value. Now if I take, you see, if I click on the different blocks, that one changes. Alright, so let me show you the strategy I use to actually create a template. What I'll do is I go on the plus sign at the top next to palettes, I create plus, then I've got a blank one. Now, and that is considered to be the default. Now if I go to values, so let's say I stay with the orange I have, and I'll take the slider all the way to the left. You'll see that it says 0%. Then what I'll do, and where it says the bottom untitled palette, I'll just click. There's a block there which we can't see. It says set. So now effectively it set a black value there. Now if I scroll and I look at the numbers there, it goes up until 12.5%. Then that's my next value. I click on the block, I say set. You see it's a little bit less dark. It's still very dark. Okay. Now if I go to the next one, I go to 25%. Doesn't have to be perfect. I say set 25%. Now I go to 37.5%. Every 12.5%. Now I go to 50. Set 62.5. $75. $87.5. That's close enough. And then 100. So now I have a template here which I can use to paint from. Okay, so I can take one of these colors, I go, and I'll probably just want to give a broader brush. Take that one, and if I take that one, you see there's a difference to it. Now I'll do an example just now where I'm actually going to paint something based on this system. Okay, so let us just wipe this. Okay, so I'm going to just move the palette over here. See, I created one previously as a demo, exactly like this. So let's start this one. Now if we paint if we paint, we actually want to get this thing called atmospheric perspective. That is part of our painting process. So I'm going to create a landscape. I'm going to start from the back, work to the front, and just basic layers of mountains and so on. And let's see, but I'm just going to paint from this palette. I'm not going to use any other colors. Let's see what magic actually happens from this. Right, so I'm going to have a square brush. It's a bit of a harsh one. There's one, I think, if you go and look at this up, Razum_ink oils UPD3. It was somebody's oil brushes, which I got from the ProCreate forums and so on. If you look for ProCreate brushes, you'll quickly find them. Right, so I'm going to use that one. Use it as quite wide. I'm just going to bring this in a little bit. So let's start with the highest value. Okay. So I'm going to create some sky here. You'll say, crazy, this is orange. How can orange be sky? I've seen that. I'm from South Africa. In South Africa, you find crazy orange skies. Okay, so now let's go for the second value. We say let's just get some impression there at the back of a mountain. There's something there at the back. Okay. Now let's go for our next value, which is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go for 3. Okay, and let's just bring it a little bit down as well. Okay, we've got 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's make 4. Put 4 there. I'm just gonna clear this one. Oh. Okay, and let's go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this one down a little bit and just give a sharper edge. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go for 6. Should probably have gone for a thicker brush here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting the blocks here. 7. Just gonna touch on this one. Bring this back here. And seven. We go on 8. Then I'm going to go 9, the darkest one, which is effectively black. Now one can look at that and saying that is a rather decent thing. And this is the type of hills you'll probably see in the Himalayas or in the Eastern Free State in South Africa. You see something like this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, I've got a sable mod here, one with a sable. Now I've just made it softer a little bit. I've got the sable mod, and then I'm just going to break the edges. A little bit of haze we found there, and here. A little bit here, and sharper edges to the front. Okay, I'll add another time lapse to the end of this one, which shows the possibility, the other option, just another one I made previously, a quick time lapse, and it goes so quickly. You can see this is the other one, looks a little bit more impressive, I think, but this one, so now you see there's the grading of the landscapes in different aspects. I didn't do justice to the dark here at the front, but you see how it grades to the back, and you get the feeling of the atmosphere actually playing a role. This is late afternoon, sunset, early morning, probably late afternoon, sunset. You see as the hills go back, there's that grading, and you get a feeling of the depth. And we only do that using values and the different aspects and different perspective we get from using values.